Ladies and gentlemen, citizens across our beloved galaxy, definitely every Star Wars fan had watched the original trilogy and has been rewatching it again and again dozens of times, if not hundreds or even thousands. These are really eternal cult classic movies, but only small number of all viewers have noticed all these changes in Luke Skywalker's face, which appeared after the episode 4. Nonetheless, it is obvious that his face changed after the episode 4 and remained different in the episodes 5 and 6. So if we take a closer look at actor's face in the New Hope episode, we can now see that he looked a little bit different. But why did Mark Hamill's face change so much? Well, in fact, it is a sad and scary story which happened on January 11, 1977. The accident could have ended up the actor's career and most likely changed his life forever. George Lucas wanted a few scenes of A New Hope to be reshot, but it was absolutely pointless to go back to Tunisia for this. So keeping that in mind, the camera crew decided that would be better to reshot some scenes in the desert called Death Valley, which is very similar to the Tunisian desert. The name of the desert makes the situation ironic, in the bad meaning of course, and you'll get this just in a few moments. One day, Mark went to the set by car of his own. He was extremely tired because of a busy schedule, and he just didn't have time even to sleep between all these sets and relocations. So he suddenly fell asleep while driving his car. The car got out of control, overturned, and the actor got out of the car through the windshield. That was a really hard crash. It goes without question that was a terrible situation, but luckily the actor stayed alive and was hospitalized very soon. During this car accident, Mark fractured his nose and left cheekbone. Confirming that he had only broken his nose, he observed that over the years it's been built up into having his face reconstructed with plastic surgery. Mark Hamill was laying up for a long time and George Lucas had to use Mark's backup doubles, which were shot before. A couple of years later, actors said that this scary accident caused a post-traumatic stress disorder. He thought this was the end of his actor's career. He also couldn't force himself to drive a car again, but at last he took the stress off and got in for a wheel again. They removed Mark's stitches only a week before A New Hope premiered. There was a start of shooting the 5th episode on the horizon, but Hamill's face didn't get back to normal yet, so Lucas made a decision to shoot Hoth scenes first. In these scenes, Luke got in the cave of the giant wampa, and the wild animal left a scar on Luke's face. According to the scenario, the scar healed up in a Bacta tank later. Did you know, by the way, that Mark Hamill never liked the scene with Wampa? He said that cutting off the Wampa's hand was a cruel action. This is how the film crew turned the situation in the creative way. They connected his scars with the wild animal actions plot-wise. Nonetheless, you don't have to keep your eyes open to see the changes, as Luke really does look different. And you know, his face looks rough in the 5th and 6th episodes. What makes a good addition to his character, as he's no longer a farm boy. He's growing up and getting experienced. Whatever the case happened with Mark in the Death Valley, it was tragic, and only miracle or the Great Force saved Hamill's life. Finally, after all he's been through, the actor could get himself together and completely return to the set. He realized all the responsibility in front of the members of the film crew and his importance as the main and iconic character. Obviously, the role of Luke Skywalker was the biggest one in Mark's career, and without it, he could continue his career as a minor actor of low-cost films. So Mark held on to this chance with all his might, and even such a serious injury couldn't stop him. What we can do is to respect his fortitude and say thank you to Mark for a great character of Luke Skywalker, as that character made the history of the galaxy far, far away. So this is it! Share your opinion about the accident and story, and let us know if you knew about it or noticed the changes through the films in the commentary section down below. And also, subscribe to the channel if you liked this video. Thank you all for your support, and may the Force be with you, always.